Good morning. I'm Ayebelam Anthony, your host for the UCTV Spotlight Show. Our focus this week is on SAAFU, the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund. With me, we have distinguished guests from Kampala Archdiocese. On my left, we have Father Pius Malay, Chancellor, Kampala Archdiocese. And on the left-hand side, Father Timothy Lukanaso, Director, SAAFU. They are here to tell us what's happening this Sunday, a great inaugural launch for the SAAFU Fund that was initiated some good years back. Welcome, gentlemen, to our Spotlight Show.
Thanks very much.
Father Timothy, what is the SAAFU Fund all about? What should the public know?
SAAFU is the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund. It is an appeal fund that is, first of all, stipulated and set up by the church itself and under canon law, that every bishop has the mandate to make this, to have a fundraising in their diocese, an appeal that will help them as they evangelize, as they help out their Christians in building churches, in looking after their priests and religious in the dioceses. So in Kampala Archdiocese, we have the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund, a fund that helps him in making in his various functions in the Archdiocese as he runs the diocese. Yes, that is the SAAFU Fund.
When was it started? The public want to know when was it started?
In 2007, the late Archbishop Cyprian Kizito-Lwanga launched the SAAFU Fund in Kampala Archdiocese, and it really helped a lot along the way in different duties and different works that he performed. For instance, like the repairs of Lubaga Cathedral. And along the way, it dwindled, the fund. It became a bit weak, and now the Archbishop Paul Semogere would like to revitalize this fund in the Archdiocese of Kampala.
That's great. Father Pius Malay, how has the journey been for SAAFU? Right now we are on a mission to revitalize it. How has the journey been since its inception in 2007?
Yeah, thank you very much first and foremost for inviting us to host us this morning in the Catholic, Uganda Catholic Television, so that we may talk about and also sensitize our people about this Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund, so that they understand we are not inventing the wheel. It has been there for some time, as even the director has talked about that. Archbishop Cyprian Kizito-Lwanga, when he came in this diocese, he started it in 2007, as he has said, and he has done a lot, and it has been going on very well. But as you know, that within the church, also the issue of continuity is really best there. So the current bishop also wanted to take it over, and they wanted to bring it more force and vigor, so that at least the Christians may understand their responsibility even of supporting the church activities. As we have heard our friend talking about that event is best within our canon law. That's 1254. Canon 1254 talks about that very well, that the church owns property, not that for the sake of having it, but for the mission, divine mission, and mainly for even for charity. So the bishop, being our chief pastor, he needs it, in his apostolate, meant to look after the divine worship, charity, and more so on this the launch, he's going to base more on to see how we're going to help our church, which was really swept away by the winds in Ngozi, so that at least our friends over there are being helped to have a better worship, a place for worship.
Yes. What are some of the most notable projects that have been supported by the SAAFU Fund?
Since it started, I think now we have an administration block in the Archdiocese over there, And even once the cathedral, when the other bishop who started it in the diocese, he found the cathedral needed a little bit of renovation, and that it was dealt with the money for this collection. So on that issue, even we thank very much the people. They supported, and we're just telling them to do it more. It is even Christian, and for the faithful to know their duty.
That's a great insight. So, Father Timothy, how can someone support the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund? Where should they reach out to? Can you take us through that process?
Yes. So, the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund is supported through the envelopes that we distribute to the different parishes. And these have already been distributed, and they have already gone out to the parishes and even to the sub-parishes. The parish priests in each of these parishes finds a time, a specific time when they will do the fundraising in their own parishes according to the different duties that they have. And so these envelopes are already out there. We are already calling upon the different parishes and the parishioners in those parishes to support this, to support the drive that we are undertaking for the SAAFU. And our appeal is that at least for every adult, they could contribute a minimum of 5,000 shillings. That's just a minimum, going upwards, onwards. And for the little children, because they do not work, but would probably, because they would like to support this fund, can still provide 1,000 shillings at least in their contribution, so that they also learn that they have a responsibility to support their church. And so this is mainly how we are supporting. Again, for those people maybe who are out of the country and haven't received these envelopes, they can still make a direct deposit to our account, the SAAFU account, which is in Centenary Bank, it is SAAFU Kampala Archdiocese. That's the account name, and the account number is 3100004370. And that is how they can also provide.
Now, what about the walk-in? In case I want to go to the Kampala Archdiocese, which office should I knock to bring my contribution? Again, someone would be asking.
Yes. At the administration block, the one Father Chancellor actually just spoke about, that was constructed out of the SAAFU funds in 2009, from 2009 up to 2011. At that administration block at the Archdiocese of Kampala, we have an office, the SAAFU office, fully functional, and we are ready to receive and happy to receive everyone. They can walk in and give in their donation, give in their contribution to SAAFU.
That's great. Father Pius, can you take us through the Sunday launch? What should we expect? What has been lined up?
Yeah, thank you very much. We are here even to invite the people for that launch, which is going to be on 10th this month. That's the coming Sunday. And we have first and foremost that Archbishop is going to celebrate Mass at 10 in the cathedral, and talks about it. He sensitizes about people, to sensitize the people about it, the fund. And after that, we are going to go in his compound. And that compound, there will be a program. Maybe we think that it will be starting at around 12. People at least to donate, those who can. That's why we're inviting them to attend that day. And it is just a relaunch, which will take the full year. Yeah, so people, they can continue to donate as much as they can. But this one, it is, they did the way we need, I think, to revitalize, as the father said, that at least people, then they will relaunch it again. But
to remind them that yes, Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal has been there.
Has been there to support. But that support we want in the big way. They can come with good monies. As we said that the church needs money, not just for sake of having it, but for the purpose.
To support its initiatives.
Its initiatives, of course.
After the nuns, the priests.
The priests too, and even the poor.
Yes, and also the poor. Is anything you can add for us, Father Timothy, on that? What's lined up on Sunday?
Yes, so Sunday, as we have invited different guests to Dubaga, our expectation is that after this Mass, after the Mass in which we are hoping the Archbishop to relaunch SAAFU, We are expecting to have a fundraising drive with the Archbishop together with the Archbishop actually. He will welcome these guests into his residence, and he will further explain to them about SAAFU and the different works that he wants to perform, carry out in the Archdiocese, to introduce his plans to them and ask them to contribute to these and to the fund to help him as he evangelizes in Kampala Archdiocese. So the Archbishop is readily and eagerly waiting for all of those invited guests, and also waiting for the help and for the fundraising and for their donations that they will give to him.
And also, as a youth-centered environment that you have in Uganda today, are there plans of reaching out to university students? There are numerous universities in Kampala here about the message of SAAFU and what they can do to support the various secondary schools affiliated to the Catholic Church, how they can support with the little they have. We have students going back for third term. Is there a plan in the pipeline to also reach out to them with that little money? They have that pocket money. You give 1,000 shillings, 2,500 to support the bishops.
Yes. Indeed, there is a plan for that, because as the church is a teacher, a mother and a teacher, and yes, we teach even the young children to begin at that early age to give, and for them to learn that it is their responsibility. So already we have reached out to heads of institutions affiliated to the Catholic school. Also, yes, to universities and the chaplaincies, where we have chaplains taking care of different students in universities and other institutions. We have already reached out to all of them. In fact, we also reach out to the primary students, as young as they are in primary schools, to donate and to help SAAFU, so that they can grow up with the mentality of supporting the Archdiocese, supporting the Archbishop, and that they can know that it will be their responsibility, the continuity, that for them when they grow up, it will be their responsibility as well to take on the mantle, to carry on the work of the church as they grow up. And so, yes, we have reached out to institutions, to schools as well.
Yes, that's great. Yes. So we're going to the final segment. Father Pius Mari, what's your final word on the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund? What should the public know this Sunday? Want them in huge numbers at Rubaga Cathedral to support a great initiative. What should they know?
We are inviting all the Christians and the people of goodwill, I think, to contribute positively on this the fund. But the launch, even though we have said it's going to be in Rubaga, but it's spread throughout the diocese. All those parishes and institutions I've talked about, because most of them will not manage to come to Rubaga, but they have been asked within their parishes and during Mass to talk about it, and they launch. As the Father said, that they have sent even envelopes everywhere, and even some message for the bishop, so that going to be read to the people of the congregation. Yeah, and they're supposed to contribute, and afterward they'll be correcting all those envelopes, and they bring to a well-established office, as they have said, for them to correct that money, put it together, and even accountability. That's the main work they have, to send back even a note of thanks. So my word is just inviting all the people, the Christians and people of goodwill. Yeah, because if we are catering for people who don't discriminate which religion. So even those from different religions,
yes,
the better
is also good news for all. So all people of goodwill who want to support the great initiative Archbishop has undertaken should
join us in this campaign. And since they have done some of them, and they are very good to us. We are very
that's enlightening. So Father Timothy, your final remarks on the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund. What should the audiences do? What should they expect this Sunday as we relaunch a great initiative?
Yes, just a reminder that the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund still exists, and it is for us to help the Archbishop in carrying out his duties. As we relaunch it, as we revitalize it, let us give generously and happily, if I should say, as St. Paul tells us that the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Let us contribute and help out, continue carrying on with supporting SAAFU, and it will continue throughout the year. It's not only this Sunday, but it is still going on. So it is just appealing to people to continue donating and keeping the Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund in mind. Yes.
That's great, yes. Thank you very much, Father Pius Malay, Father Timothy Lukana, and so for sparing time to share for us this great message. The upcoming Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal Fund is being revitalized. It's being launched this Sunday at Rubaga Cathedral. We want people to turn up in huge numbers to support this great initiative. The Catholic Church has undertaken endeavors in health, education, looking after our priests and nuns. This Sunday, we want your support. Various parishes in Kampala Archdiocese have been reached out to, supporting through the envelopes. The little money you have, help us make Ssaabasumba Annual Appeal viable. Help us endorse the plans of the Kampala Archdiocese. Thank you very much for tuning in to the UCTV Spotlight Show. I'm Ayebe Lam Anthony, your host, and have a nice day.